Okay, let's talk some money right now. And a new report out from Meridian finds millennials have a strong sense of their finances, but their financial standing, well, that's a cause for anxiety, especially with their partners, but are more likely to speak with each other about it. It's an interesting topic. Naveen Senthilmathavan is Senior Manager of Wealth Management with Meridian, joins us live this morning. Naveen, nice to talk to you today. I love that you're here because, of course, you're a millennial as well, so you can really relate to the finances and the studies here. So what is it about millennials and money that you're seeing that perhaps is different from other generations?
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. So more so than any other generation, it looks like millennials truly value having open conversations, working closely with their partners and being proactive. You know, a key stat that showed us was 78% of millennials have had an in-depth money talk with their partner. I know myself as a millennial, I've had multiple discussions with my wife. I think it's a key point. We need to discuss our goals and figure out, how do we work towards them.
What I find interesting about that, Naveen, is the sort of counterintuitive nature of the findings here and the fact that, let's, for example, say, talk about Bell, let's talk about ending stigma around mental health. The idea is keep the conversation going and things will perhaps improve and people may, feel better or help to, get down the road to sort of feeling better about their mental health and about their mental health in general. But when these conversations with millennials, they're talking more openly about money, but they still have a lot of anxiety and concern about money.
For sure. Our stats showed that 55% of millennials found that dealing with money to be stressful and even intimidating. And part of that is the sense of feeling that, you're going it alone. We have rising house prices, rising gas prices. There's just a lot of things that's on their mind. And I think millennials kind of feel like they're alone, but they're not, right? There is help out there. You can, have an open conversation with your partner, but also work with an advisor. I think that's going to help you feel a little bit of relief and peace of mind.
Naveen, is your sense that millennials have a good sense of, we were just talking to Patty Leverreed, for example, about RRSPs and that's really not a retirement plan. So, when it comes to managing their money, understanding what their money does in the present, but also can do in the future, are millennials sort of dialed into that? Or is there a self-awareness there that perhaps they're not the best managers of their own finances?
Well, it's interesting you say that 55% of millennials are actually managing their own money. So it just goes to show you how proactive they are. And I guess there's a lot of information available, whether it's your friends providing that through a WhatsApp conversation, you're reading it online, you're hearing it on the news. There's just so much information. So I think millennials are facing it head on. They're jumping into it. I know myself, I do invest on my own. I also have an advisor. So I think it's just a combination of you can do it alone and you can still get some advice.
And is there a difference sort of between the genders, Naveen? Do men sort of approach things differently than women in relationships or just in general in terms of what your data is finding?
For sure. I think, an interesting fact we saw, millennial women are also more likely to agree that finances should be discussed early in dating compared to 25% of millennial men. So I think what women are showing you is that you need to have the conversation early on. It's not a matter of just once you're together, but you need to kind of do that early on. 72% of millennials believe loans and financial obligations should be discussed early in dating, right? So it's not necessarily after you're together, just maybe it's in the first few conversations, maybe it's once you're a little bit more settled and you're ready to get more into a committed relationship, but early on for sure.
Well, they do say money changes everything, that's for sure. Listen, Naveen Senthilmathavan, thanks so much for joining us from Meridian Wealth Management. Appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.